Middle School Math Man here with a video for you on literal equations. Simply put, literal equations are just equations with a lot of different variables. You might see some similarities with how we're going to solve these with multi-step equations. But let's just go ahead and get started with a couple examples. This first example wants us to solve for h. So, obviously with equations, our ultimate goal is to get whatever variable we're solving for by itself. So if I'm trying to get h by itself, I need to get rid of the 1/2 and the b somehow. So the first thing I'm going to do, I don't like that fraction being there, so I'm going to get rid of that fraction. I'm going to bring it over to the left side, and I'm going to do that by multiplying by its reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2/1. So I'm going to do that to both sides, and then a times 2/1 is just 2a equals bh. So once I multiply by the reciprocal, I don't have that 1/2 anymore. And I am solving for h, so I'm one step closer. I don't want bh, I just want I just want h. So as you know, there's an invisible little multiplication sign. So the opposite of multiplying b and h, we're going to divide both sides by b. So we're going to get 2a divided by b equals h. And all of a sudden, all we have left on the right side of my equation is h. So that is fully solved for h. 2a over b equals h. Moving on to the next problem. In this equation, we are solving for y. So my y is here with that capital B. So again, I need to get everything that is not y over to the other side. So over here I have positive ax. So just like if it was a multi-step equation, if you had positive 2x over here, we would subtract it to get it to the other side. So I'm going to subtract ax from both sides. Those cancel, and I'm left with by equals c minus ax. Again, I'm solving for y. So I don't want by, I just want y. So I'm going to divide both sides by b. So my final answer is going to be y equals c minus ax divided by b. I'm dividing everything on that side by b, not just one thing or the other. I'm going to divide everything on that side by b. So there you have it. That equation is now solved for y. Finally, our last problem. Again, I'm going to solve for y here. So I want to get rid of that 4x. I want that to the left. This is positive 4x, so I'm going to subtract 4x on both sides. So those are going to cancel, and I'm left with w minus 4x equals 9y. Again, I don't want 9y's, I just want 1y, so I'm going to divide both sides by 9. So I'm left with w minus 4x divided by 9 equals y. There you go. I have solved that equation for y. So again, literal equations are just, equations with a lot of different variables, but just take your time, try to isolate whatever variable you're trying to solve for, and then just go through the steps.